"We believe all dogs should be given a chance and fair evaluation," wrote Short Nose's only rescue team, Snort, on their website. They're ready to help man's best friend and would do anything to save pups that other people think are a lost cause. When veterinarian Megan DiBiaso heard that she would have to check a tiny French bulldog puppy, she would never have believed that it would be so small, but she finally met him in person. A breeder didn't think that this tiny pup would survive, so they just dropped him off at the rescue group called Snort. They take in all the brachycephalic, also known as short-faced dogs in Hoboken, New Jersey that need some help. When the rescue group came to see DiBiaso, they presented her the tiny puppy. As soon as she saw Augustus, she knew that it'd be tough, but the pup needed all the help he could get. He was tiny for a reason. This little pup was born with a cleft palate. That meant he couldn't eat properly, and he was this tiny because getting nutrients while nursing was very tough. He was 3 weeks old but remained the size of a newborn. DiBiaso is a specialist in short-faced dogs. She explains that a lot of times cleft palate puppies are brought to be put down immediately. That's because the breeders don't want to spend money to help them. DiBiaso knows that without rescues like Snort, cleft palate is like a death sentence. So she took a chance and took the tiny pup to her home to care for him all the time. You won't believe how skinny he was. On Snort's website, they've started a charity for tiny Augustus, explaining all the procedures he'll have to go through. Weighing only 14 ounces, this little nugget is very hungry. He had to be fed through feeding tubes. The pup is now 8 weeks old, and after so much liquid food, he's recently only been able to eat on his own some kibble soaked in water. He looks much better than when he was only 3 weeks old. Wait until you see him doing his thing at number 7. The road to recovery will be long, added DiBiaso. She thinks that the pup might also have hydrocephalus, which is water on the brain. Augustus will be able to be checked by a specialist and see if it's the case for future surgeries. Augustus might have had a rough start, but he's now in the best hands and shows everyone that he's a fighter. DiBiaso, the vet and foster mom, shared some photos and videos on this fierce and tiny beast. "When I first got him, he just sat there," said DiBiaso. She believed that the condition has definitely caused a bit of mental delay as well. But then some more weeks passed. Her words melted our hearts. DiBiaso said that Augustus started to recognize me every day now. It's been beautiful to see. He even likes his home and can find his own food dish. His favorite pastime is to snuggle under DiBiaso's hair. Augustus just loves to rub his face in the grass or sit on people's shoulders. His foster mom said that he recently discovered grass for the first time and he loved it. You won't believe what he did afterward. "Now he's sitting at the screen door waiting to go back out," said DiBiaso. Sparing this pup's life was the best decision the breeder took by giving him away to the rescue group. The story isn't finished yet. Snort members, the vet and her boyfriend, are amazed to see how well Augustus is now. It was truly a miracle to see him pull through those critical moments. But there's one more family member that helped him recover. Augustus might be missing some body parts and he might be different, but he's surrounded by a loving family and many friends. And among those is Juno, one of DiBiaso's dogs. Juno adores Augustus. "She's his protector, as she is with all the other sick puppies I've fostered," said DiBiaso. She explained that every time he wants to get out of his dog bed, Juno doesn't let him, fearing he'll fall. "She was just made to be a mom," added DiBiaso. The pup will continue to grow, and the vet hopes that Augustus will be strong to get his cleft palate operation until he reaches the age of 6 months. There's some time until that and many expenses to cover. Until Augustus is ready to have his operation, DiBiaso, her boyfriend, and Juno will continue to keep a close eye on him. They're showering this pup with tons of love. Meanwhile, on their website, Snort is raising money for his recovery. DiBiaso knows that Augustus is a strong little boy. She said that he has a far way to go still, but he's so worth it. You see him and your heart just melts. She's got that right, because we've completely melted just by looking at the photos.